What's up, YouTube? This is Jonathan, and today I have a little bit of a toy haul and a comic book haul. I ended up going out of town yesterday to Ocala, Florida, and I ended up searching up a little bit what comic shops were in the area. I ended up going to a place called Vibranium Comics. I'd never been there before. I only had maybe about a half an hour to shop in the store. I looked around to see what they had, what wall books and stuff they had. I only picked up 2 books. And I was happy, I guess, with what I picked up. The first book I picked up was World War Hulk, #1. I ended up paying $10 for this. This is definitely a 9/8 candidate. Very happy to get that, 10 bucks. The other book I picked up was Web of Spider-Man #99, who is the first appearance of Nightwatch. I don't know, I didn't have this book, and it's not a 9/8 candidate. It's probably like a 9/4, 9/6. But I had to have it. I wanted to have one in the collection. By the time I find this on eBay and I have it shipped to me, it's going to cost me more than I paid $5 for, and it could be in worse condition and such. So I definitely think this is a book you should look out for, like in your dollar bins, because there was a rumor for a little bit that Sony was going to make a movie for Nightwatch. Nightwatch kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Spawn knockoff as far as how Marvel, created him. But definitely that's the book to own. This is also it's Kevin Trench's first appearance, who becomes Nightwatch. But like I said, this book is not really the money book. I just saw this book come up in auction recently. It was a buy it now listing on eBay. A 9/8 version ended up selling for $185. It was a best offer at $185, because originally I was looking at it, I was thinking about making an offer on it. The seller had it for $200 plus $15 shipping, but I just kind of passed on it. There's other books I'd rather have. This is more of a spec book, but if you can find this book raw for $1 to $5 and it's 9/8, it's like a $200 book right now. So I ended up going to Ollie's today, and I was very happy because I was able to pick up 3 Marvel Legends figures. I didn't get them all. They had other ones there. I wasn't going to be a jerk and just snag them all. I ended up going to Ollie's once, and that's what one person did. I ended up picking up one figure each of the figures that were available. And as soon as I had them in my hands, the guy that came, he just grabbed them all and threw them in his cart. And then he was looking at the Transformers figures that were there, and he was deciding whether or not he wanted to get them. He was scanning probably the Amazon app on his phone. He must be ungated to sell those things. I picked this Transformer figure up. This one was only $9.99. I don't typically like to pay retail price. I like to wait till Ollie's has these figures. Ross is also another place that has these figures, like this figure here. Ross had this for $7.99, so I like to wait to get them there. This was also something I picked up at Ross. This was only, I think, $12.99. And this normally goes for like $25, $30 retail. So I'm happy to pick up stuff like that at Ollie's and Ross whenever I can. So yeah, the day that I ended up going to Ollie's and the guy swapped out all the figures was when I bought this figure. So this was only $9.99, XForce Boom Boom. And then I picked up this also for $9.99. This is also an XForce Wolverine. I mean, you really can't go wrong for the price. A lot of times people end up pulling the Build-A-Figure out and try to sell, the Build-A-Figure or the Build-A-Figure pieces, and then, they part them out to make more money. But anyways, that was what I picked up at Ollie's and at the comic book shop. But I also ended up stopping off at kind of like a honey hole that I like to go to. It's like a thrift store. So anyways, I ended up picking up this robot, which kind of reminds me of like the Green Ranger, more or less, for 50 cents. This is probably a 1990s robot, and you can kind of see they did the Power Rangers colors. I mean, for sure, this was kind of sort of like a knockoff or something. But for 50 cents, I really couldn't, pass this up. Still semi-new in box. It's one of those, worn boxes, but this is something I'm probably going to give to my stepfather. like for Christmas, because he collects robots that are like that. So, like I said, this place, they kind of, sometimes you can get really good stuff really cheap. Like, I find vintage He-Man figures and things like that. I ended up picking up like 4 sets of these. I ended up picking up like 4 sets of these like, I don't know, like vintage handheld games or whatever. So, probably would keep my kids occupied in the car for maybe like 5-10 minutes. I don't know. But yeah, you hit these, you hit the switches, you know, and you shoot a goal. For 50 cents, I mean, you just can't go wrong. I mean, I'll probably put it in my store on eBay and sell. You know, there's no money to lose there. 50 cents. I just couldn't pass it up. So that was pretty much it. That wrapped up what I got today, what I picked up yesterday at the comic book shop, and hopefully you have Ollies next to you. My Ollies had some comic books packs, but I didn't want to get any. I just wanted to stick with the figures. By the time I was done with everything I picked up, it was almost like 40 or 50 bucks, and to me that's it. I'm done. I don't want to spend $8 on books and it not be something that I want. But hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for staying and watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.